So here's some Asym shooting at easily under 1 MOA. It's a good group there. What's going on, guys? This is Berz. I want to talk to you today about Asym ammunition. Now, this is their 223 ammunition. It's 77 grain OTM open tip match boat tail hollow point tactical match grade. I got this, I don't know, 8 months ago, maybe a year ago. Been shooting it over the course of that time, and I've really been impressed with it. And the most impressive thing with it is its price to quality ratio. Now, you guys have seen me test a ton of different ammunition out throughout the last few years. Black Hills, Gorilla, Atlanta, Cor Bon, Nosler, Hornady, HPR, UltraMax, Norma, Mast, Barnes. I can keep going on and on. Tested tons of different ammunition out, and I pay attention when I'm at the range every single time as to what the ammunition's doing. I keep a chart of it, and you guys have seen my ammunition testing database that I've shown you over the last few years and throughout this, and this is how I can keep track of how stuff's doing as far as the ammunition. So what are some of the things I'm going to look for in ammunition? I'm going to look for consistency, number one. Is it a consistent performer? Now, granted, I'm not a precision shooter, I'm not the best shooter on the planet, but I am going to be consistently the same thing. I'm going to be me. I'm going to be, you know, the same person shooting, has the same gun, or we have the same gun, same exact setup, same range, 100 yards, and, you know, seeing what ammunition can do. Now, I like to shoot a minimum of around 200 rounds, maybe a little bit more, and that's what I did here with the Asym ammunition. Tons of different groups, and I just went to the range the other day to kind of finish out and just confirm what I was thinking with the ammunition and some other ammunition. So let's talk about that today. Now, for people who don't follow the channel, I'm going to go ahead and give you a quick look at the gun I use. This is a SPR. It was built by me and a buddy named Murr. He's the inventor of the grip stop. If you don't have one, go buy one. And this is an 18-inch barrel, 1 8 twist with a match grade or a national match bolt, a billet upper, etc., etc. Got the SWFA 3x9 or 3 to 9 super sniper scope, and it's a tack driver. It works really well, and that's the rifle I've used for all the ammunition tests in relation to 5.56 223. So I don't like to waste time on videos and speaking and making myself seem more important than I am. So let's get down to how this Asym ammunition works. All right, so let's take a look at these targets, and as you can see here, that was actually the first group I shot the other day with the Asym ammunition. Now, Asym ammunition is actually really close to Gorilla as far as performance. The only difference between the two is the price, with Asym actually coming in at around 25 cents a round cheaper than Gorilla. So that initially is going to give me, you know, tell you before you buy Gorilla ammunition, which is going to cost you a little bit more. I definitely see that this Asym ammunition's in stock. But getting to the performance here, you know, taking in mind I'm not a precision shooter, I'm not the best shooter on the planet, but you know, that's a really good group. So moving on here, as you can see, these are good groups. Pulling this one just a smidge. These are, you know, in a good alignment. They're all right where you want to be. And moving along, this is actually from a few months ago. It's a killer group right there. This is like one of those ones I was telling you about. I'm not counting this one because I know that was me, that was not the ammunition. Here's another one. And the other thing I'll tell you is don't pay attention to where this is on the target, because my gun is set up to shoot UltraMax ammunition. So going to different manufacturers, you're gonna see it a little differently all over the paper. Now, as you can see, if you want to talk about consistency, you can consistently see the Asym in my gun, which is set up for UltraMax. And this is the UltraMax 75 grain heavy match hollow point. You can see it's consistently high in every single shot. So that just goes to show you that, you know, set your gun up for an ammunition. Don't bounce back and forth between ammunitions and blame the ammunition. You should set your gun up for one ammunition and go. This right here, I keyholed this. I got two right through one, and then I pulled that shot. So that's one that definitely wasn't counted. Here's another one. Just kind of keep it real with how I'm shooting. I'm not going to put everything. It's going to be perfect on video here. And here's another one. This is actually one of the last ones from the day, and I was getting a little fatigued. But you can see from these shots here that, you know, Asym's a good ammunition. And like I said, I'm not a precision shooter by any means. But if you throw it in your gun, you can expect that it's going to hit where you want it to hit, and it's going to be, you know, a good consistent ammunition. As far as the results go, you can see here on this Excel chart that the worst group was 1.15 inches. The best group was right around 6/10 of an MOA, so right there around a half MOA. So the best group, and between the best and the worst group, is a half MOA, what I've seen. And you know, it's going to hover right around 9/10 of an MOA, so it's going to be a tenth under 1 MOA, which is great for ammunition. You're looking at this ammunition, which is going to be around you know, 96 cents, 95 cents dollar per round. So you're looking at decently priced ammunition. Black Hills and Gorilla are going to run you a little bit more. Gorilla ammunition is going to be one of the more expensive ones on the market at around $1.25 a round. I'm not sure if they've changed that in recent months, but when I did my review, I know they were around $1.25 a round. So as far as this Asym ammunition goes, I would definitely put it up there with, hey, if you're looking for some great 5.56 ammunition, some 223 ammunition, I would definitely take a look at it. It's going to be a performer. It's going to get the job done, and you know, it's going to be a decent price. You're not trying to you know, rip you off with their prices. So in the end, can I recommend Asym? I can definitely recommend Asym. They are a great ammunition. You know, I might not be able to show it with my shooting, and that's just the limitations of the shooter. You know, what you're looking for in ammunition is consistency in how the powder is loaded, how the primer is set. You know, all these things, you know, you can go to a manufacturer that's going to crank out tons and tons and tons of rounds, and you're probably going to get a bunch that are going to be off because they're trying to crank out rounds and get as many out as they can. Whereas a company like Asym, Black Hills, Gorilla, you know, they're really meticulous with, you know, making sure that each round is, you know, exactly the same as the next. So their quality control is going to be higher than if you go to a major manufacturer who's pushing out a ton of rounds. So if you're on the search for the best ammunition, the best thing to do is to contact the company and say, hey, you're 77 grain open tip match 223. How many of those do you guys crank out a day? You know, and that's going to give you an idea of who's really paying attention to quality and who's not. So I definitely recommend the smaller companies, and Asym Precision is one of those. I know a lot of people probably haven't heard of them because that's what they've mentioned when I have videos and when I post social media photos of Asym. They're like, what's that? So if you're looking for an ammunition, check them out. I definitely say it's worth picking up a box here or there, wherever you're at. If you can find a box of it and you want to try it out, I definitely can tell you it's worth the try. And made in America. I'm going to screw this up. Made in USA. So there you go. If you guys have any questions or anything, let me know. If you guys have used Asym, any kind of Asym ammunition, go ahead and put it in the comments down below and let me know and everybody know how it worked out for you. And until next time, later. Alright, here's a good grouping. Yeah, that's my trigger control. That's me moving the gun